Gensler just leaked the Bitcoin ETF approval. We're going to take a look at what he's just tweeted. Markets here enjoying the run-up. Yes, Bitcoin's having a little bit of a cool-off here today, but yesterday a powerful 7% move here on Bitcoin. Markets firmly in extreme greed territory. I'm sitting here in my nice shirt with my nice rollie on, enjoying the market because Bitcoin is sitting here at a lovely price point of 47,000. And what is there that could possibly mess this up? I'm going to break down exactly what some of those key risks are, because the reality is there's a lot of greed in this market. There's a lot of expectations in this market. And where there's greed, where there's expectations, that's when you can get wrecked. Just like I shared with you yesterday, guys, I got hit on a stop loss. Go watch that video from yesterday. I took some pain. Since then, I managed to take profit on another trade. I traded Woo, managed 16% on spot to get to my first take profit. Again, if you want to trade and see some of my trades, ijazcrypto.com/TG, you'll see exactly how I use TA to set up my trades. Now, Bitcoin here, of course, nice and extended here from its EMA ribbon, getting a little bit of a cooling off today, but who really cares? We managed to break through and create a higher high. This is really, really powerful here from Bitcoin, and just goes to remind anybody that's forgotten that this is a powerful asset class, which when it wants to pump, you cannot stop it. And we know what the excitement's about, right? Take a look at this. This is what the CNBC had to say yesterday, which again, if you're not following me at RealIjaz1 on Twitter, get involved, follow me over there. That's where I'm posting the live data. So have a listen to this.
David, yeah, that is the question. A Bitcoin ETF, it's now widely expected to get the green light this week. Two sources close to the process now telling me it's looking like Wednesday, which is also the deadline for Cathie Wood's ARK and 21 shares bid. Then I'm told potential trading would happen Thursday or Friday, but it has been a moving target here on dates. The SEC is expected to approve a handful of applications at once. Those sponsors filing even more paperwork this morning, where we are starting to get a sense of this price war emerging. There are 13 applications out.
All right, so already now market participants and traditional finance people like CNBC are hearing inside rumors that we could be getting an approval as soon as tomorrow, with trading set to begin very quickly. Not even a delay, just get trading on Thursday. Now, we know Gary Gensler can't really approve one without approving the other, so he's probably going to batch approve a bunch of them that have similar findings, because remember, a lot of them have been changing their S1 findings. A lot of them are updating the mechanisms to which they're running their proposed spot ETF, and it looks like he's going to have to approve a bunch of them, because if they're the same, if they have the same structures, he's got to approve all of them. He can't show favoritism of just approving BlackRock and not the others. This now leads to a very interesting situation where now ETF providers will compete. Yes, they're going to compete and fight with each other to have the lowest fees. They're going to be aggressive to allow institutions to come into Bitcoin, flooding more and more money into the crypto market cap, and that is why we're seeing such excitement. We also then had Valkyrie, one of the companies applying for a Bitcoin spot ETF. They announced through their co-founder that they anticipate receiving approval on Wednesday and beginning trading by Thursday. Not a coincidence, it's the same dates we saw in the CNBC clip there. So a lot of data is now kind of concluding that it could be this Wednesday-Thursday arrangement for the Bitcoin spot ETF. But then we had Gary Gensler, literally just a little while ago, breaking news. He said the following: if you're considering an investment involving crypto assets, be cautious. Crypto asset securities may be marketed as new opportunities, but there are serious risks involved. Very, very interesting, particularly the bit that crypto asset securities may be marketed as new opportunities, because what's that alluding to? It's alluding to the fact that many big traditional advisors, wealth advisors, will be going to their clients after this Bitcoin spot ETF is approved and saying, hey guys, do you want exposure to Bitcoin, the supreme asset class, the one which cannot be muted, the one that is permissionless, the one which is decentralized? And Gary Gensler has to preempt that. He has to say, guys, these wealth advisors are going to knock on your door, you ultra high net, multi-millionaire people, and they're going to say to you that crypto is the next big thing. And we want you to be careful, right? Because we're the SEC. We can only fraud you with the US dollar. Don't get frauded by Bitcoin. So it's interesting that he's posted. Clearly he knows something. He's trying to preempt it and get the narrative under control before the euphoria and the hype starts to come into the market. What do I expect to happen with the market post-ETF? If you've watched my videos, I've covered this off a little little bit, but I'm going to share my thesis just again to remind people what I expect here from this ETF announcement. You have to remember, there's a lot of expectations in this market right now. This market all but certainly expects a Bitcoin ETF to be approved. And they actually expect it very, very soon, which is one of the reasons we're running up to 47,000 here. So if the market has priced something in, which then inevitably doesn't happen, what do you expect to happen? The market's going to dump, right? And you should expect that Bitcoin will take a heavy beating if Gary Gensler does anything but approve this tomorrow. We'll start to see that dumping off. If we don't, as the day goes on, if we don't hear anything, the price action will start dumping off. Okay, so we know that's a scenario. Now let's then assume the more likely case with all the data we're seeing that he will go ahead and finally approve the Bitcoin spot ETF. Not because he wants to, because he has nowhere to hide anymore. So okay, he goes ahead and approve it. What do we expect to happen? Well, short term, we expect to see some really good price action. Traders are going to do their thing, and we expect very soon around the announcement, within the first 10, 20, 30 minutes, maybe up to an hour, we expect price action to move very, very quickly. Expect a lot of euphoria in the markets and expect price action to move very quickly to the upside, right? Don't be surprised to see this wicking past $50,000. But then that hourly candle or that 4 hourly candle will have a big wick at the top where the sell-off starts to happen. And I think as the day continues after as the hours continue, after the Bitcoin spot ETF is approved, I think we'll see a sell-off. And that will be a bunch of profit taking from all the speculators who have been in the market for the last 3 to 4 months playing the Bitcoin ETF trade, right? So there's a bunch of people in this market right now who are only holding Bitcoin to take this trade, right? Because they just wanted to trade because they were in the know-how that the Bitcoin spot ETF was going to be approved eventually by January, just like a lot of us were. And they just wanted to get in, ride this up like they have done, and maybe exit at 48, 49, 50,000 if we wick past 50,000, and they'll start selling off. So do not be surprised to see that buy the rumor, sell the news phenomenon starting to play out. The more interesting thing, however, which I don't want anybody to overlook here, is once the dust settles, once the hours after the announcement settles, once even the couple of days and weeks after the Bitcoin ETF starts to settle, now we switch our focus to the actual amazing thing that has just occurred, which is Bitcoin has multiple spot ETFs. And this allows huge amounts of investment to come into crypto. This means total market cap should start working its way to the upside. More money will be flowing into crypto. Right? More money will be flowing into these asset classes and market caps should start to increase because people want to get involved in crypto. And that may take weeks, it may take months, it may be the rest of this year. But I think Bitcoin, once the ETF is approved, is setting itself up for the best year it's ever had. And I think that initially we'll get some of that mess, we'll get the traders taking profit, we'll see a quick spike up, and maybe a bit of a dump and everyone goes, I told you so, the Bitcoin ETF doesn't matter. But then I think you're going to be set up for a really explosive year. Not just because of the Bitcoin ETF, that's going to be a huge factor, but also it's a halving year. Also, we're expecting interest rates to come down as well. And so let's not forget, within this Bitcoin ETF excitement, there's all these other factors to play as well. And none more so than the CPI reading, which comes out on January the 11th. So on Thursday, when we're expecting, tomorrow could be the spot ETF approval and Thursday could be the first day of trading for this Bitcoin ETF, we also get the CPI reading as well, which of course, Jerome Powell will be looking at. So just to finalize, guys, look, this market is at extreme greed right now. Am I DCing into long-term positions? Absolutely not. Am I looking for opportunities to trade? Yes, and I'm sharing them with you in our Telegram, ijazcrypto.com/TG. I'm actively trading this market. It's very volatile. It's not for amateur traders. It's not for, anybody without a good appetite for risk and manages their risk appropriately. But these are the moments which you live for as a trader. You want to take some risks. And certainly me, with all the experience I've got, I don't want to sit out and just kind of be scared that, oh, look, there's Bitcoin ETF volatility. I'm going to practice what I preach, have my risk management in place, have my stop losses, have my take profits, and ultimately I want to be in the game to trade these moves as well. I'm not DCing for long-term positions. If after the ETF announcement we get a dump, that's when I'll be looking to DCA. When the market overreacts, be like, I told you so, this ETF is garbage, and kind of comes down and calls off at support, then I'll be looking to buy. But my reality is, these price points might not be crazy low. When it dumps, it might not come crazy low because now you're buying Bitcoin in a post-ETF era. And so it will command a premium. You're buying crypto. I've always said this for the last couple of years on this channel. If you keep waiting on crypto, you will buy Bitcoin at the price you deserve. right? You're going to buy Bitcoin when it's more secure, when it's more safe, when there's more ways to on-ramp onto Bitcoin, when it's easy to get onto an exchange and buy Bitcoin, when even your grandma knows how to buy Bitcoin. If you keep waiting for more certainty, Bitcoin will cost more. And now that Bitcoin can be bought through an ETF, now that the average person can go onto their Vanguard app and go into their stock trading platform and there'll be a Bitcoin ticker and they can all buy on Robinhood and things like this, more people are going to be coming into crypto. It's going to be easy to buy crypto, and therefore, naturally, over time, you're going to be buying it at a higher price. So mentally, I'm getting myself ready for the post-ETF era of higher prices. We may never see 15,000 again. We may never see 30,000 again when you're in this post-ETF era, and I'm prepared for that, but I'm still going to be actively DCAing. If I need to buy in here at 45, 46, 50, I still think Bitcoin's going to eclipse its all-time high and work its way towards 100,000, 150,000 and beyond. So if that's my conviction, then I've got to back that up with DCAs. I'll be naturally sharing that with you along the journey. Make sure you're in our Telegram group, ijazcrypto.com/TG. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.